video from Big Apple Pipes. This week I want to talk to you about a tobacco from Motzek, or TAK, tobacco skill. This tobacco is called Puhwapwap. I don't know where this name comes from, but this tobacco is very interesting because it's a 100% Burley twist. So it's not very common to have Burley twist. It's actually not very common to have 100% Burley tobaccos, and I'm actually a big fan of Burley because I think Burley is kind of the nerd of tobaccos, if you allow me to do so, to say so. Because if you think about it, was very popular once upon a time, like until the 50s, when American blends were very popular. So Burley was the base, and then taste changed, and the smokers were more fond of, I don't know, English mixture, vapors, Virginias, and so on. So Burley really started becoming a second tier tobacco, in which it's mainly used to fill the oils left in a weak blend. When you have a weak blend, you add Burley. Burley, add the body, the strength, and actually you can also use it to how can I say, influence the flavor, because it's very easy to flavor the Burley, which is not very tasty by itself. However, if you try very high quality Burley blend, you will be surprised, because Burley, it's one of those tobaccos, and there are not many out there, that are actually able to be smoked alone and give you plenty of satisfactions. And if you think about it, you only have Virginia, Kentucky, and Burley to do so, because you cannot smoke Latakia by itself, nor you cannot smoke Perique. Of course, you can physically, you can fill your pipe with pure Latakia, but it's a kind of tobacco that will only shine when used together with other tobaccos, because it's a lot of aroma, a lot of flavors, but very unbalanced with, in regards to body and strength and whatever it is. So that's why you have to use it in blends. Burley, like Virginia, it can be used both ways. And when you have a high quality blends, and my suggestion goes directly to Peretti, I love Peretti Burleys, you will not only smoke something that is purely American, but you will also explore a new horizon that is now becoming more and more forgotten. So that's why I wanted to try this Puhwapwap. Actually, the master blender, Salvatore, I know him, and he actually told me, when you will smoke Puhwapwap, it will change your life. So I don't know if you have ever heard a blender telling you that one of his tobaccos will change your life. So I think it's a very high expectation here. So now we're gonna open this jar. I jarred it, and we will see how it smells like. And then I will smoke it for like a week or so, and then we will understand if this tobacco really changed my life. If not, and what else I can tell you about this? Again, Motzek, as I mentioned in the previous video, it's a very small manufacturer, that it's located in northern part of Germany, next to the border with Denmark, in this city called Kiel. They manufacture and sell there. They have a small tobacco shop. So it's mainly production for, to be sold directly. It's not that they have reseller or distributor. So if you buy from them, you will directly buy at the source. And I like to call them like the McClelland of Europe, because whatever they produce is super high quality, and they don't use any chemical addition, nothing. So that's why also those tobaccos are quite delicate. You have to conserve in a very clean environment and let them get some air and every once in a while. Otherwise, you have the risk of mold. But this is the price you have to pay for very, very natural tobacco. So now we're gonna try this Puhwapwap and see how it is. But definitely, it's interesting. Sounds super interesting and exciting. So let's have a look. So let's have a look. Motzek tobacco are sold by the weight, but they're not exactly bulk. You can only buy 100 grams and so on, and but they are sold in bags. So I put everything in the jar, so I'm sure to keep them safe. Actually, the twist was much longer, but since I only had this small jar, I cut in half and I put it in here. So now let's open. This is the label, which is just simply printed. And here it's how it looks like. It's very bright yellow, It's actually very dry. It's not moist like can be a twist, a Virginia twist. It's not greasy at all. And actually also the smell, it's quite peculiar because it's very, very woody. It smells of wood and herbs. Again, this tobacco is very interesting because it belongs to the aged series of Motzek, meaning that the Burley is aged between 3 and 5 years from Motzek itself, by Motzek itself before production. After 3 to 5 years, it's made into twist, and then it's put into blend of water and herbs that it's kept secret, and it stays there for like 6 months. After that, it's kept outside to dry and age for another 6 months, and at the end of the day, this is what you get. So I'm not entirely sure this can be considered a flavored tobacco. I will only know after smoking it because I'm not sure if the infusion of herbs is actually giving a characteristic flavor or it's just something like a treatment, a process. We will see, but it's a very well seasoned tobacco for sure. So let's move forward. I will try and I'll let you know how it tastes like, but definitely looks good. The smell is very, very unique, very woody. Here we are after a week that I've been smoking only this Puhwapwap, this Burley twist. Very, very interesting. I was actually quite puzzled by this tobacco. I was not even sure I could close this review in just a week. I usually takes 1 week for me to review 50 grams of tobacco, to have a general understanding, and tell you what are my opinions. But in this case, it was quite tough. It's tough tobacco. I mean, it's beautiful. It's nice. I loved it. But I had some hard times understanding everything I was tasting. And why is that? I mean, for sure, the Burley is like this. It's very, how can I say, the taste is always very light, almost neutral, almost unflavored. So it's not very easy to understand. It has in general. I tried many varieties, and this is exactly the same way. It's a lot of earthiness, a lot of nuttiness, rustic tobacco. But besides this, there is really not much there. You don't have the woodiness or the smokiness of a Kentucky or a Latakia. You don't have the sweetness of a Virginia. So it's just in that middle ground that you don't really understand where this tobacco want to go. And this is probably the reason why it's used to fill blends rather than use it as a single tobacco like it is done with Kentucky or Virginia or whatever. So this tobacco was like I was smoking it, I liked it, but I couldn't define the taste, the flavors. There was some sweetness that really made me even more confused. Uh, a lot of herbal notes, some, it's called trismarine, maybe. I don't remember if that's the name of the herb. Flowers, it was so weird. So you had together this earthiness, this nuttiness, and then you had flowers. I was very confused, but at the end of the day, after days and days of smoking it, I understood that this is just a beautiful Burley, and remaining a Burley because it's a very rustic tobacco, it's super dry, whatever it is, and then you had these added tones that are, of course, the result of this infusion that I explained you for 6 months in this blend of herbs and flowers and whatever. So it's a great job by Motzek because they were able to make a Burley with sweeter and flower and herb notes without making it into an arrow, if you know what I mean, if you allow me. Meaning that when you smoke this, it's 100% Burley. You will not be mistaken. If you love Burleys, this is the tobacco for you. If you love Burleys, you will love it. It's just so beautiful. But at the same time, you have these added notes that are just on a second layer of flavors so they will not change the personality or the soul of this tobacco. So it's very nice. I mean, at the end of the day, the result, it's interesting. At the beginning, it's a little bit, counterintuitive, because you are really not sure you're having together flowers that you don't expect in a burley. And I think that that's its greatness. The fact that Motzek were able to combine these two words, these two tastes, into a burley without making it into a flavored burley. So it's just unbelievable. So very, very well job. I loved it. Again, if you like burleys, you will love it. If you don't enjoy burley in general, probably you will not like it, because it's a burley. So it's either you like it or not. It's pretty easy. I know a few smokers that actually love burley. They're always on the look for burleys because there are not many on the market, especially here in Europe. But as a general rule, if you love burleys, this is amazing. So great job, Motzek. This is my review. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy burleys and if you had the chance to try this Puhwapwap, because it's a tobacco that I think that when you have the chance to talk with somebody, you will definitely get some more insight that will help you the understanding of this tobacco for the reason that I explained you. But again, my suggestion, if you love burleys, you will love it. That's it. See you next time with a different kind of tobacco. Probably many of you will know it, but we'll see. You will let me know. Take care, stay safe, and see you next time.